Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Moon Scarab channel. My name is Ramon, and welcome to another episode of In Orbit With, a show in which we chat with people from the divination community about life, divination, and more. If you're watching a replay, thank you very much for tuning in. And today I am so honored. I'm honestly really honored and so happy to share space with an amazing lady from our community. And this is Nancy from Nancy, A Crone's Intuition. Hello, Nancy.
Hello. So great to be with you, Ramon.
Thank you for being here. I'm so happy to have you. And we have a lot of people here in chat already. Everybody came to see you
Oh,
and to learn a little bit more about who Nancy is, what you do in your
ah,
channel, and so much more. You've been in so many people's channel, and we shared lives before with Ginger, but we've and I think Heather, but I've
mhm.
never had you in my channel, so this is an
Well,
honor.
thank you so much.
Yes, and let's say hi to a couple people here in the community. We have Tropical Empress and Spirit. That's Amanda. Hello, Amanda. We have the awesome Ginger Faye. Hello, Ginger. We have Heather. Hello, Heather. Great seeing you. Who else we have? We have Peace Mama. Hello, Peace Mama. Thank you for being here. We have Twisted Sushi. Amanda also. Hello, Twisted Sushi. And let's see who else we have. We have Joyful Journey. Hello, Joyful Journey. How are you? And let's see, we have Jackie Jacaranda. Hello, Jackie.
You see my
Let's
skull
see.
dress?
Oh my God, we'll get to
Heather's saying
that.
something. I'll check out that dress.
uh, we have Allison here. Hello, Allison. Let's see. I'm scrolling down. We have, I think I saw Jeff. Hello, Jeff. Great seeing you. I don't want to miss anyone. We have the awesome Hershey. Hello, Hershey. We have Ange from Roots and Waves.
Yeah.
We have Teelan. We have Tom. Hello, Tom. I literally just got in from work. So I'm like, but I'm so energized by just talking to you today. And we have brother Thomas. Hello, Thomas. Nancy, I love your shirt. I love your dress.
Thank you.
You look beautiful today,
I told
as
Heather, I
always.
said, I'm going to wear something special for Ramon because
Uh huh.
I know he loves skulls.
I love skulls and skeletons, and you just nailed it. I love the background too, all the lights and the colors.
Little corner of the world.
Mm-hmm. Is that your spiritual practice
It's a
area?
sacred space here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And I hear in the background, is that Agador?
That's Agador Spartacus.
Uh
Yes.
huh. And for people who don't know who Agador is, who
He is a
is Agador?
sweet little blue parakeet that I've had about 8 or 9 years.
Mm-hmm.
Got him when he was just a teeny tiny little baby.
Really?
Yeah.
And you have three chihuahuas. I have
Yes.
two. You have three.
They're addictive.
I know. I know. Once you have one, you have to have them all.
We used
So
to have
Nancy,
a retired racing greyhound, and he was wonderful.
yeah. So Nancy, you have a channel titled A Crone's Intuition, and we're
Yes.
talking backstage. The first time I met you, I came across your channel. I saw the title, and I thought it was at first. I wasn't sure what a crone was, so I looked it up. And when I looked it up, I thought, oh, that's a harsh title for such a wonderful lady, your energy and everything. And I want to dissect and know why you chose that. And before we start, let me read, according to Wikipedia, what a crone is. And it says, in folklore, a crone is an old woman who may be characterized as disagreeable, malicious, or sinister in manner, often with magical or supernatural associations that can make her either helpful or obstructive. The crone is also an archetypal figure or a wise woman. As a character type, a crone shares characteristics with the hag. So enlighten us. Share with us why you chose that title.
Well, there are 3 stages: maiden, mother, and crone.
Uh-huh.
I was a maiden,
Yeah.
and then I became a mother,
Mm-hmm.
and now I am a crone.
Okay.
And before crones were known to be crones, they were called hags. Now,
Mm-hmm.
this is a long, long time ago. I mean, just, hundreds and hundreds of years ago. And the word hag, I mean, it was an honor to be a hag. Back then,
Mm-hmm.
the divine feminine and all aspects of the mother, maiden, and crone were held in very, very high esteem. And I have a picture of a crone here. This is a high priestess card, and I chose this because it has a pomegranate. But
That's
you see, she's
beautiful.
got the maiden, mother, and crone
Uh-huh.
sign above her head. And to me, I am a crone, and when you get to be my age, you pretty much don't care what anybody else thinks. You just do what you want to do and be
There
who
you
you want
go.
to be. And
That's
I
the
don't have to
spirit.
worry about any kind of repercussions.
Uh-huh.
Um, you know, and
Love it.
I'm proud to be a crone. I mean,
Uh-huh.
I have always felt of myself as the empress in the tarot, just because of the life that I had with my husband and the way I lived my life, and now, I am embracing my crondom, and I I am intuitive about many things, and so I just thought
Mm-hmm.
I'd be Nancy of Crone's intuition,
Mm.
because by the time you get to be a crone, um, which I guess would be after childbearing age, like after you no longer are able to. I mean, not. I mean, there are a lot of crones that have never had children, but I
Mm-hmm.
think that's officially when it you become a crone, is when you are no longer able to bear children.
Okay.
So, age wise, not because of an infirmity or something.
Right. Okay. So the status of Cronus, if that's the right term, is it's an evolution, right? You
Mm-hmm.
maiden, so it's a progressive step
Yeah.
before you reach
Yes.
Cronus.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And
that's it's.
I suppose, some people use it in a derogatory manner. I mean, I don't,
Mhm.
not everyone is allowed to become a crone. They don't make it that long, so it's an honor to be a crone. And
It is.
I think most women in our community, well, I hope they look forward to being a crone one day, you know,
Uh-huh.
because it's pretty cool.
It
And,
is.
Jackie said, I'm a vintage hippie crone.
You make it sound cool, definitely. I'm a guy and I want to be a crone already. So Nancy, your channel is amazing and I love the content, and you share your gifts and your energy with other people in the community. People who are watching on my channel right now who might not know the content of your channel, who you are, what is Nancy Acrone's intuition all about?
Well, when when I started my channel, I I just wanted to be part of this wonderful community.
Hmm.
And I thought about it for a long time. And with my channel, what you see is what you get. I mean, I just put things out there that I'm interested in. I used to do a lot of unboxing of decks, and I still do that sometimes, but I don't do that so much anymore because I don't watch them, because I have so many decks, and it's so easy to get sucked into that. Heather, I have Heather made me do it today.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah. Um, so the acquisition part of it is real, but but
You get sucked
um,
in.
but I love my decks, and
Hmm.
I love my channel. I try to share um, positivity,
Hmm.
because we have so much negativity around us, and I think that positivity, and I think love, and trying to see the cup always half full instead of half empty.
Yeah.
And I want my channel to be a place where people can come and um, know that they're welcome and that they're loved. And maybe they'll learn something, or, feel something that maybe they haven't felt in a while.
Hmm.
And, and I just love being part of this community. I mean, it's wonderful. It's wonderful.
Yes, definitely. You get to know other points of view, other people,
Hmm.
and I always get something positive from every interaction that
Hmm.
I have with people in the community.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
know, you were saying that you have too many decks. How much is too many decks?
Well, I can tell you, I have this app. It's called Libib,
Uh-huh.
and you can put your decks in it.
Uh-huh.
And I have two. I have Oracle decks, and I have a lot of things listed on here, books and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But to date, I have 256 Oracle decks,
Ooh.
and I have 161 tarot decks.
Wow.
So I have more oracles than tarot,
Mm-hmm.
and I have some decks that I really haven't done anything with. A lot of my decks were bought during the pandemic, and there
Mm-hmm.
was a lot of FOMO going on, because I think, now I don't know if everybody's this way, and I don't know if you're this way, but it's like I was looking for the perfect deck.
Yes.
The deck that would just be mine and would resonate with me, and it was like, my soul deck.
The
And
one.
it's
The
kind of
one
like,
deck.
you got to kiss a lot of frogs before you find your
Yeah.
prince. But I got caught up in a lot of that, and I have quite, some decks that don't resonate with me at all. And I have, when Ginger was here, we exchanged some decks that that I did not care for, and she took them. And one of the decks that I got from her was the let me get the box. I don't know what I did with it. The Foxara for Hoxa deck,
Uh-huh.
and it's by MJ Culhane, and I absolutely love that. I don't if
Do you
it's
have
if
it there
you
with you?
I have, yeah, I've got my birth card is a Hierophant, and
Let me put
most
you. I'm gonna put
most
you on the big screen so you can show us.
well, I was just going to show you a few of these cards. Now
Yeah.
these cards did not resonate with Ginger, and I'm so glad they didn't. Because I don't think I would have bought this deck. I have some of her other decks,
Mhm.
but when you look like in the Mystic Palette, the Hierophant is my birth card, and
Mhm.
so the Hierophant it almost looks like a pope in the Mystic Palette, but in the for Hoxa, the Hierophant, this is the Hierophant.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And me and my spiritual path, nature is my church. And
Mhm.
so this particular Hierophant really resonates with me, because um, um, I just think it's beautiful that the imagery in this deck is um, look at the chariot. Have you seen this deck, Ramon?
Oh wow, no, I haven't. I'm seeing it
I
for the
just
first time here.
and I always go to when I'm looking at a deck, I look at the Hermit, I look at the Eight of Swords, the Three of Swords, Death, and Empress. Now the 8 of air is in this one. And what I love
I
about
love it. Love it.
what I love about this is in the this deck has the Mystic Palette has a tremendous this card means a tremendous amount to me because of what I went through with my husband's illness and then his death. I was terribly depressed, and I had put myself in a cage. And I could get out of that cage at any time, but I didn't realize it, you know? And so that's what I worked through. And this card really helped me because, I have a video out of the story of how I went through my grief and how the tarot helped me with this, you know, because to me, these cards have a very deep spiritual meaning to me. And I find a spirituality in the cards that I had never experienced before. You know, I mean, I was raised a Christian, but I'm an only child by my parents. I have no bad church memories, you know.
I want to go into that. I wanted to ask you about your spiritual journey, how you came to this point, if you want to share with us.
Well, back when I was in my early 20s, I was very drawn to astrology, and I did not know. I'm not an astrologer by any means, but I had a really good book, and I started doing charts for people. I would refer to the book, and then I would type up, you know, and everybody was really happy with that. But I was, at the time, I was in a Bible study group. I was a member of the Methodist Church, and I don't know, I just made a comment, you know, at one of the get-togethers that I was doing an astrology chart for somebody, and
Back then.
I was pretty much told that I was going to go to hell in a handbasket. And that I needed to burn all that stuff. Well, I didn't burn it, you know, but I stepped away from it because I was a little confused. I didn't understand how that could be evil, you know.
Right.
But anyway, so I wish I had stayed on that path, because I would have gotten into tarot before I did. I mean, I think I started my channel in 2018. I got really active during the pandemic, 2020. But my spiritual path started with crystals. I got into that, and I felt the power of the crystals. And I had a tarot deck that was gifted to me by someone who passed it on to me when they realized they were dying. And it was the albino weight. And it was missing one card. And so I decided, well, that was Lynn's deck. I'll keep it, you know, but I bought the radiant weight. And I like Pixie's art and everything, but I prefer an RWS clone. I like the rich imagery because I can see so much more in the card than just the art, you know, the real RWS, the first RWS. But what happened when I started using the cards, there was just this spirituality that opened up, and I had this understanding. I have always had, and I've always said, I have had a very blessed life. I was loved by two wonderful parents. I have had no, you know, horrible tragedies or illnesses in my life. The only time I've been in the hospital is to have my babies, and I'm 77 years old.
Wow.
So
you look great.
I've had a blessed life, but I've talked about this. Back in 1999, I had a catastrophic fall down a flight of stairs. They were basement steps. and the basement was concrete. And the house that we lived in, when they built the house, they forgot to put steps down into the basement. So what they did was they cut out like a hatch and
Mm-hmm.
built some really steep steps. And it was in one of the bedrooms. And we had been gone for the day, and I went in and I took a shower, and my youngest son, went down into the basement to get something and turned off the light in the basement. What he forgot to do was close the hatch. And so when I came out of the bathroom, I, had my gown on, ready to watch TV and, make some popcorn or something. And I stepped into this hole. And a lot of things happened in an instant. I mean, just within a twinkling of an eye, I realized what had happened. And immediately I felt these arms around me. And the first thing I did when I fell was I hit my head and knocked myself out. So when I went down the steps, I was unconscious. I was relaxed. And I ended up at the bottom of the steps in a fetal position with a head injury. But I was alive and I didn't have any broken bones. Wow. I looked like somebody had taken a 2x4 to me. But I had that feeling of being protected, and I couldn't, I struggled with that because I didn't understand why I was spared and so many other people aren't.
Yeah.
Because I have known people that have fallen down steps and been really just all broken to pieces, or worse, they died. And I thought about it, for a long time, and about, I don't know, maybe it was a couple of years ago, I was meditating in bed one night, and that came to my mind. And I just wondered who it was, who had me, what did I feel? And I had this voice in my head and it said, it was me. It's always been me. And it was Archangel Michael. And he has protected me my whole life. I didn't know who he was, at the time, but now I know that he has been watching over me. And since then I have become acquainted with some of my spirit guides, and, my team is becoming known to me. And that's what I'm striving for, is to have this deeper spirituality. I feel like this lifetime, this is what I'm here for, to finally hook into this type of spirituality rather than the church type.
Interesting. Yeah, that's an amazing story. That's an amazing story.
It just and I can, when they come to me, I just get this overwhelming, I just can't explain. I cry, it's just when you're in their presence, it's so precious and sacred. And I learned something. I don't know if Hershey is still in the chat, but she had a show one time, and she talked about a tear cloth to catch your precious tears. Now, not sad tears but beautiful tears, spiritual tears. And this is mine. And whenever spirit comes to me, and I feel Archangel Michael's presence, or in my team, immediately my eyes start leaking, and I save these precious tears in this. And I thank Hershey for that, because I would have never thought of it. And And then this way, you never wash it, and there are all these sacred tears that are in this.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes, and Hershey is here. She's saying mine is always in reach.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is so interesting. That's beautiful. We have more people in chat. We have Moira D. Hello, Moira. Majestic Oracle. Hello, Jess. Great seeing you. Let's see. I don't want to miss anyone. We have Audra Dye.
Mm.
Hello. And let's see. That is a very powerful story. That's beautiful. Now let me ask you this based on that. And this is a question that just occurred to me. Do you think, do you believe that there is, let me see if how I can rephrase this question. When we go through difficult situations, situational, you know, things that happen in our life, a lot of them that are not necessarily good ones, right?
Mm.
Do you think they all hold a purpose behind it, or do we find a reinterpretation of the situation? Like in your case, you're falling down the stairs. Do you feel that there was a maybe a divine purpose behind it, or do we connect with the situation in such a way that we find meaning and
Well,
connect through? Yeah.
yeah. I I wondered, why was I allowed to live,
Mhm.
when I could have very easily broken my neck.
Yeah. And
Um
other people
and
do,
then
you know.
and then I thought, well, because I felt that divine presence around me, then I thought, well, there's something that I have to do. I had always thought that my mission in life was my children.
Hmm.
That when I was carrying my children, and when I was mothering my children, um, I mean, to me, it was a sacred obligation. And but I realized that was maybe part of the purpose of my life. But I think my purpose now that is just to be a light. Just that song, "This Little Light of Mine, I'm going to let it shine." I mean, I'm one
Uh-huh.
person. But I can, through my channel, I can tell people, um I mean, life is hard. I mean, life is
Hmm.
very hard, and like I
It
said, I
is.
have been blessed. I don't have any of this horrible trauma that so many people have in their lives, and have to try and deal with it and do the. I mean, we all have shadow work that we have to do. I mean, I
Hmm.
have I have shadow work that I have to do, and I mean, we all have shadows. But I think that each of us are given a life, and I feel like right now that my purpose in life is to be a positive light. It just, to anybody that might see it, whether it's my channel, or whether it's being compassionate and genuinely caring about the people that I meet in my everyday life. Um, Looking when I'm out shopping, looking at people and really seeing them, and giving them a smile or a nod, or you know to say something. It's amazing how people react when when you're happy, and you interact with them on a uh, it might just be an instant, but it can be kind of deep, you know
Hmm.
and it can change people. It can. And at least I believe it can. you
I
know
believe too.
I know when somebody is really nice, and smiles or has a kind word to me and they don't even know me, the rest of the day, I carry that with me, and it's what, you know, we can all do that, and I think that this time around, I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be right now, but I'm striving to go deeper and to be exactly what Spirit wants me to be. I want to be open to that, and that's why in my readings, I go with positivity, and that's why I like oracle cards, because to me they can be very deeply spiritual.
Yeah, we're gonna go into that. So the next question I was going to ask you, with your spiritual views and your connection with with the divine, how do you express your spirituality? What is your spiritual practice like?
Well,
In general?
in the morning when I get up, I'll fix me a cup of tea and I will come in here and I will pull my cards.
What kind
Uh,
of tea? First of all,
well,
what kind of tea?
depends. It depends. Right now, I have hibiscus tea, iced
Oh
hibiscus
my
tea.
God.
But before I go to bed, it's Egyptian chamomile that someone told
Yes,
me
and
about.
I know we were gonna get to this, and let me show you something. This is the Egyptian chamomile we're always talking about.
That's what I've got. And Ginger said when I
Yes,
showed, I
it's
shared some with Ginger, and she said, "Oh my gosh, that package is so
it's a
cute."
1 pound bag of authentic
Yes,
Egyptian chamomile. This will last you for months, and it's only like what, like $15.
yeah,
So
yeah.
what
Oh,
I
it's
do is,
wonderful. Oh,
yeah,
it's wonderful.
I don't serve it from the bag. I put it like in a jar.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Yeah, and then I put usually like 5 scoops for a cup because I like it very very intense. But lately I've been mixing it with hibiscus,
Yeah,
and
oh,
it
it's
tastes so good.
try
It's
that.
like fruit punchy
Mm,
flavor. Hibiscus is like nature's fruit punch.
yes,
Yeah. So that's a parenthesis about tea.
but I
So
do, and um I like black tea too and green
mhm,
tea, and I like
so do I.
matcha tea.
Matcha. I love
Yeah.
matcha too. Hmm.
But I also I meditate, and I I always in the morning I connect with spirit, through meditation, and I have prayers that I read, and calling upon my higher power and my ancestors, and uh, I use crystals to help in my meditation for different things,
Do you have a favorite crystal? A favorite
Um,
stone?
I love preonite
Hmm.
because this is a piece of preonite that I have.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And I have a smaller piece of preonite it's in my bedroom. It looks like a little buffalo.
Uh
It's
huh.
tiny. But I was holding on to that preonite and meditating when one of my spirit guides came forward. And
Hmm.
so I mean, that was just a very precious experience. And so preonite, I wear a lot of preonite for that reason. But I also love labradorite, and I have a lot of quartz crystals and Lemurian quartz,
Hmm.
and you know, um, I've got crystals everywhere. Like, I have too much of everything.
That's good. There's space for more.
Yes.
Yeah. So, what's so special about crystals? How do you feel we connect with crystals? in the spiritual sense? Is there a physical, scientific aspect to it? How do you feel?
Well,
Is
I think, that, oh, Jackie's saying, Nancy, show your dragon crystal.
oh yes,
Uh,
that
this,
is a must because we've seen it before.
this is an Allah.
Let's show her. She is gorgeous. I
She's
remember when you got her.
yes.
What is Anala made of?
She is made out of sunstone, and you know what? I cannot remember. It's a green stone. I cannot remember what it is offhand. But and I also have this crystal grid that Jonathan made for me,
I see it.
and
It's
it's
beautiful.
labradorite, and
Uh-huh.
it I told him that I wanted a grid that would bring me closer to my spirit guides and angels, and this is what he made for me.
That's beautiful.
So yeah, I
Made
love
with
it.
love.
I love it. Yeah, yeah.
So in your spiritual practice, you connect with the divine, you use your crystals. Throughout your channel, I see that you use more oracles than tarot.
Mm-hmm.
And you previously said that that's your favorite method of divination, or maybe connecting with the divine and
Well,
expressing. Yeah.
right. Yeah, I love oracle decks, and like well, like this one right here. I love whales. Okay, this is just a
Mm.
picture of a whale, and I was redecorating my bedroom, and I thought, well, I want to have some pictures of whales on my wall, and I had some seashells, kind of like a water altar, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started thinking about how much whales mean to me, and that I wanted to connect. I wanted to connect to a whale spirit, you know. And I was looking on eBay, and I found this is a fossil of it's a bone from inside a whale's ear,
Wow.
and it's fossilized. It was ethically sourced,
Mm-hmm.
but
Good.
off the coast of North Carolina. Uh, Apparently, there were a lot of whales way back when, and some of their bones are fossilized, and this is the inside of a whale's ear bone. I don't
Wow.
know. And so, sometimes when I'm meditating, I will hold this, and when I go to sleep, a lot of times I will hold a crystal and meditate. I'm trying to connect to a whale spirit
Hmm.
in my dreams. I haven't as yet, but I
Hmm.
hope to. You know,
Share
but
with us once you get there.
yes, yes. But I just felt drawn to do that, and I have this. This is amethyst, and I can scry with this. I use
Hmm.
this when I'm doing my readings for myself, and it's remarkable how you can look at it under the light, and it's like you see different things. I
Hmm.
mean, it's like it changes. I mean, I think it's just what your eye catches, or what
Right.
you
Right.
know. But I see so many things in this. But
Do you have a particular technique to scry?
no, what I do is I just look at it. I open myself to it, and like I was looking at this earlier, and it's like I saw like a lotus, and
Hmm.
then there were these, you turn it over and there are these mountains, and it's like you can just get lost in it. And it's a wonderful meditation tool because it it keeps your mind from wandering. You center on the stone. I mean, you could use any stone. I mean, you could use anything, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And like a lot, like this crystal, you know, there's so much that you can see in this because of all the inclusions and everything.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's, to me it's just absolutely fascinating.
That's amazing.
But I have made, now you have made a lot of uh, um, pendulums. I couldn't think of the word there.
Mm-hmm.
I have made wands.
Wands.
This is a wand
Please,
I made.
please indulge us in your creations. Let's see. Oh, that's beautiful.
It has garnets and clear quartz and what is this? It's like an angel wing, kyanite, black kyanite.
Kyanite. Uh-huh.
And on this one, this is my crone's wand. But this is my nighttime wand. I keep this in my bedroom. It has a selenite, and then I put lepidolite and amethyst and rose quartz on it. And it does. I've got a little lepidolite palm stone right there.
Mm-hmm.
And this could also be used as a weapon.
Full disclosure.
Yes, and then I made this one. It has some blue kyanite on it right here. But this is beautiful. The sun. This is the sun wand, and then this is the side of it.
Oh, like that.
I just enjoy doing that.
That's awesome. We have more people here. We have Jonathan. Hello, Jonathan. We have Madame Maru. She says she is sunstone and serpentine.
That's what it is. I could not remember. I couldn't remember it.
Serpentine.
Thank you.
Yeah. Next time, the association of dragon with serpent. Maybe that'll help remember.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. We have Bobby. Hello, Robert. Great to see you. There's some more people around. Let's see. We have Gerald somewhere around. Hello, Gerald. Tarot Stash. Oh, here he is. Lurking. Will's having dinner before my late meeting. Hi, Ramon and Nancy and all in the chat. Great seeing you.
I wanted to show you a picture that I found. Let me, hold on just a second. Scoot over here and get it. I have a journal. And I found this picture. And it reminded me of Anala. And I put it in the front of it. Doesn't
that's beautiful.
Look like Anala?
Yeah. That looks like a crone hugging Anala.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
So being that you love oracles and let's rewind a little bit. So besides that sphere that you use for scrying, do you scry with anything else?
I have scried with water. You know,
how's that?
I've done, you know what I did was I had the water in it, and it was like at night, and you know, of course the water was dark, and I had candlelight. I was out on my front deck, and I started. It was a large singing bowl, and I started going around the edge to make it sing, and the water was vibrating
with water,
and it's like you could see things in the water as it vibrated, you know. At least I could, you know. I do that, and sometimes you can just look into a black picture frame that's black, and just
there's a lot of scrying methods. There's different ways of scrying, And
Mm-hmm.
I personally, I scribe, but I can't scribe with spheres for some reason. Like I don't connect. I have a big black bowl that I fill with water, and on a low light, I stare at it. I stare at it, and a lot of people have difficulties scrying because, uh, the purpose of scrying is relaxing your mind.
Mm-hmm.
You have
Yes.
to not think about scrying to be able to scry, if that makes
Mm-hmm.
sense.
Yeah.
The more you try to effort trying to look for something, it's the more difficult it becomes. And the perfect example that I use for this, and I think we can all relate to that, is when we're driving, right? If you drive, you had the experience of leaving one point and you get home, and sometimes you can't remember how you got there. And through
Right.
all the journey, you were aware about the light stops, people crossing, and everything. And I came to realize that a lot of times driving in the highway, I'm focusing on the lines and on on the highway itself, on the road, and my mind all of a sudden, like a window opens. I start a thought, and I see like visions, like I can see like a whole story and a situation developing, and
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't even thinking about scrying at that moment, and that is a form of scrying. you know that's kind of like the principle of it. You're
Yeah.
relaxing on your mind on the object, not thinking that you want to see something, and
Mm.
like boom, all of a sudden it comes.
Well, you can take that to with I do have Jonathan asked a question. I glued them, Jonathan.
Hmm.
I did not now this has some wire work in it, but it's mostly glue. But
Hmm.
what you were saying about I I I have found for myself is at when I started growing more spiritually was when I just relaxed and let it happen rather than trying
Exactly.
so hard,
Hmm.
you
Yes.
know,
Hmm.
because I mean, I believe with all my heart that our angels and spirit guides and ancestors desperately want to communicate with us. And we just have to be open to it. We don't have to, I mean, we have to invite them in, but
Hmm.
we don't have to do all this work. You know, we we just have to open ourselves to it and just let it happen. And the last spirit guide that came in um, was a relative of mine that I just was totally unexpected. And I was getting ready to go to sleep, and I was thinking about my angels and spirit guides. And all of a sudden, he came forward. And in my mind, I heard his voice, and he said, "Hey, sugar." And it was an uncle of mine. And that's what he called me.
Hey, sure.
Uh, just "Hey, sugar." He was
Uh-huh.
uh, Southern born and bred. But, and I was so surprised because I would have never in a million years suspected him of of being one of my spirit guides. But earlier, uh, you know, I had a cousin who um, died. She had a cerebral hemorrhage. She was 14 and I was 13. And we were very, very close. She was like my sister because I was an only child. And I grieved. That was probably the worst thing that happened to me in my life is her dying.
Hmm.
And I had the preonite I told you about, and I was
Hmm.
working with the preonite, and all of a sudden I felt her presence. I could smell her,
Hmm.
and I could not, and it was her essence. It was like her essence washed over me, and I I just couldn't believe it. I mean, that, and she communicated to me, she says, I've waited so long for you.
Hmm.
And it took me that long to acknowledge her presence, to feel her presence, that she had been there all the time. It's just that I didn't realize it. And I guess she called her father in,
Wow.
I mean, I don't know, but that you talk about the crying towel. Oh my goodness, it was drenched. I mean,
Wow.
and that's how I know when I'm connecting with spirit. It's just so profound. It's my I just, my eyes leak.
It takes you to a different level. It's hard to explain.
Yeah, it is. It's very hard to explain, but it's very precious, and I look forward to meeting other, my other guides. But that was so precious that it was her. And I know a lot of people say, oh, you shouldn't talk about, who your spirit guides are, that it's between you and them. But I think, I don't know. I just have to acknowledge her because she was so precious to me, and she still is. And I understand now that her purpose was, she lived her life the way she was supposed to, and she left the way she was supposed to,
Yes.
and she went on, and now she's helping me. As Scott talks about how his mother is his guardian angel.
Exactly.
And the only angel that I know, I mean, I know I have more than one angel, but the one that communicates with me is Archangel Michael. So,
No, and I think it's important that you acknowledge them, and you share it. If that's something that you comes from your heart, because it can have an impact on other people's lives. It opens people to learn about experiences, and I think it builds on their faith to be able to establish that connection.
Well, I have found that automatic writing, after I have an experience like that, and when I just do automatic writing, when I eventually read it, I'm just amazed at what it says, because it's not what I wrote. It's something else wrote it,
Yeah, definitely. We have more people in here. Jason is here. Hello, Jason. We are at 54 minutes. Are you okay to continue?
I'm having a good time.
Let's go. I am too. I don't want this to
Oh
stop.
my goodness. Yes.
Yes. So I think what you say is important. Our spirit guides, they always want to communicate with us. They want to convey a message, help us go through lessons. I think it's important that we are receptive. A pendulum is a piece of chain, metal. That's just material. But when it's connected with the divine realm, it's a totally different tool. That's why when I start with a tool, I always present it to my higher power, my spiritual guides, to use it as an instrument of communication, of growth, of messages, not only for me but with people around me. But it all comes down to being receptive to messages.
Well, pendulums have helped me find things.
Really?
I mean, oh yeah. I mean,
Do you want to share an experience, like a story?
I have, I have looked for things and I'll get out my pendulum and I'll say, okay, are you are you going to help me with this? Because I'm just gotta find this thing, and I'll say, is it in this room? And it'll be yes or no. And I find the room where it says yes. And then I break it into, and eventually it'll lead me to a box where it is.
Wow.
You know, I mean, it's crazy, but it's true. You know,
No,
and
it is.
I have the divining rods too, the copper divining
Mm-hmm.
rods, and I always get, you know, answers from that. You know, very, you know, yes is like that, no is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Maybe. Do you have any with you right now that you want to show us?
Oh, my pen. Let me see. Where's my pendulum thing? Let's see here. I've got a lot of stuff around here. Let me see. Ah, here they are. And now I
I'm
did
gonna
not make any.
I'm gonna put you on the big screen.
Well, I didn't make any of these. Like Ramon and Heather has made some gorgeous ones. I have uh, a clear quartz one
Oh, that's beautiful.
and amethyst.
Yes. I had that pendulum.
Do you?
Yes. We
Ah,
won't say where we got it.
okay. And then I love this. I love lepidolite.
mm,
And I got this lepidolite one.
mm, beautiful.
And then here we go.
Oh, I love that. What
Isn't it
stone is that
beautiful?
again?
I am not I think it is a type of opal. Hold on just a second. I can tell you exactly what it is. Just a
Yes,
minute.
please.
I have a thing on my phone that identifies my crystals. Let's see. Let's see. Let me turn it over. There we go. It says it is magnesite, magnesite, magnesite,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
and it's a healing stone, aids in the crown and third eye chakras.
Mm,
And then I have one that's brass, that's just brass. It's just a little, you know,
mm-hmm.
but, and then I have another one that is a type of,
That's nice.
yeah, but I don't have any of the really elaborate ones like you do.
Oh,
Yours are gorgeous, Ramon.
yeah. I thank you. I've some of them I use. Other ones it's just the process of creating them. It all comes down to the function. You know,
Mm-hmm.
because a pendulum could be anything. It's just a piece of string with a stone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, it's how you connect with it and how you repurpose it for spiritual growth, right?
Yes. Yes.
So let's go to oracles. Which is your favorite oracle? Which is the oracle that you're using right now?
Well, um, the one that I just got yesterday that I was using, I'm using a Japanese tarot deck,
Mm-hmm.
and the Osho Zen
Yes, you
tarot,
show me on backstage. Please show
and
the
this is
people in the chat because
the
it's
Zen
beautiful.
Cone card pack.
Mm-hmm.
I believe in a lot of the the Buddhism tenets, and this is the most amazing deck. And each one of the cards is a different Zen cone. And like great understanding comes from great love. The wave and the sea are one.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And I love this one. This is so simple, but listen, just listen to this. You smile and the world changes.
And it's such a universal truth.
Yes, yes. And then this one is we stand in our own shadow and wonder why it is dark. So
Wow.
I just really enjoy. Oh, and this one is
Mm-hmm.
really profound. Water is one essence, but drunk by a cow, it becomes milk. While drunk by a snake, it becomes poison.
Wow. They're very profound, very
Yes,
spiritually
yes,
insightful.
Yeah. But I have many oracle decks, and I love the angel decks by Kyle Gray, and I have a inner child deck that I really like, and so many of the Rebecca Campbell oracles are so beautiful, and also
Mm.
Angie Sullins. I enjoy her.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
You're talking about decks and you're looking like in every direction. It gives me the
Yes,
impression
I'm
that you're
looking.
surrounded all
All my
around.
oracles are over here, and all my tarot are over there.
Wow. Wow.
So,
Um, do you prefer oracles more than tarot? I
well,
get the
yeah,
impression.
for reading, I do not feel
Hmm.
led as yet to read with tarot deck. You
Hmm.
know, I mean, there's been an odd occasion when I will pull a tarot card, you know, during a reading, but mostly it's oracles,
Hmm.
because I I read more intuitively than um, what uh, com- I don't go by the definitions
By
in the book
keywords. Yeah.
necessarily. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I mean sometimes I do,
Yeah.
but I mean it's uh, like that the card that I showed you before, the Hierophant. Um, you know, there's so much to be discovered in this card by just
Hmm.
looking at it. You know, and like in the same deck, the for Hoxa, um, the Tower.
Beautiful. I
I
love
mean,
that.
you know, there's just, I mean, you can get lost in these cards, and it's just a beautiful journey, and I love reading oracle cards for people.
Hmm.
I do.
So in that case, do you feel you are scrying with those cards
Well, I guess in a
in a level?
certain
In a
way
certain.
we are. I hadn't really thought
Hmm.
about it that way,
Hmm.
but you know, like sometimes you can look at you can look at a card, and when you're reading for somebody, you know you say what you see, but then you can pull the same card for somebody else, and it's a different message.
Different. Totally.
You know,
Totally.
and I guess you know it depends on uh, you know the question and everything, but I prefer more messages, you know, from spirit guides, and you know like uh, the energy around a person, rather than
Hmm.
you know like, will so and so love me? You know,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
because I've always said if you have to ask, the answer is no.
Yes,
You know.
definitely. And all your messages, I catch a lot of your lives when you're sharing with other people, and they're always really positive. They're beautiful messages, very spiritually uplifting. And even though the reading is for another person, I always, and I'm sure a lot of people in the chat as well, get something from it. It's not just for that one person. There's always something that touches you. That's something that
Mhm.
that you get from it.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Other forms of cartomancy, Lenormand's, Kipper.
I have Lenormand decks,
Hmm.
but I don't have any Kipper decks, and I have never read with Lenormand. I have gotten some that you know I hope to, um, but I you know as of yet I haven't. And the neat thing about having so many decks that I have found is, like, I'll come in here and like maybe one will catch my eye that I haven't looked at in 2 years. You know, I may have just looked at it when I bought it and opened it and looked through
Uh-huh.
and then put it on the shelf. And then it speaks to me. And that's why I haven't gotten rid of a lot of decks. I mean, some people say they want to keep their decks down to 50 or 100 or you know whatever it is, and that they will
Hmm.
get rid of some before they bring any others in. But I have found that some of these decks that, I thought, you know, why in the world did I get that? As I change, they 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 speak to me,
Mm-hmm.
and I suppose you can use a deck and until it doesn't resonate with you anymore, but I haven't had that experience.
Yeah. It's like rediscovering the deck,
Hmm.
you know,
Yes,
like it
yes.
was there for a purpose, for a future point, and then that's when it comes to light. And I had
Hmm.
that happen to me. I bought a deck and like I opened it when I got it and never used it. And it wasn't until recently I kind of like rediscovered it. And I was like,
Hmm.
why didn't I buy two of these? When I like a deck like really like a lot, I usually get like
Hmm.
a backup copy just in case something happens. Nothing ever happens, but just to be safe. And it's that process, like the meaning changes because you're at a different point in your life and
Yes,
you
yes.
interpret it different. Like it speaks to you deeper at that moment.
And you can pick up a card that you have looked at, I don't know how many times before, and just all of a sudden there's just this message that is so profound. And, like I hadn't even noticed it before. Like, oh my
Hmm.
goodness, but it was at the right time. And that's why I like to layer cards. Like I'll do tarot and then I'll pull some oracles
Hmm.
with it and just see how they play against one another. And then from you am using the color cards now,
Hmm.
to add another layer, and it's really interesting how it builds.
Yeah. So Gerald is saying, yes, Moose Carib, there are some decks that I wish I had purchased a backup copy. I think
Yes.
we've all been there, especially with indie decks, oracles. Sometimes you find this beautiful deck and then it's out of print and, you know,
Mm-hmm.
it's, yeah, we all been there. And we have Scott here. Hello, Scott. Great
Yes.
seeing you. Scott from Scott Scorpio Sun Tarot. I love his channel. So, do you have going into tarot or maybe even oracle? Do you have a card you identify with, a significator,
Oh yes, the Empress.
the Empress?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I was just looking at this card. When I look at this is from the Bonestone and Earth Flesh.
Mm-hmm.
I love this card. Uh, to me, that's me looking at all the possibilities ahead of me. I mean, you see
Mm-hmm.
the starlight through the tree trunk. I've got a print of this, and I absolutely love this card, and I love the Hermit. I love this Hermit
That's beautiful.
because she's
Let
in
me
the
put you
cave.
on the big screen.
Yeah, isn't that beautiful? This
Beautiful,
is a
beautiful.
beautiful deck, and I do believe it's going to be coming out. And here's the Hierophant, because that's,
Wow.
you know, she looks like a voodoo person to me. But this
Uh-huh.
and the guidebook is wonderful. I hope that when the new deck comes out, that's mass market, that I think some of the cards are going to change. But this is the magician, and he reminds
Mm-hmm.
me of uh, Gandalf.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Heather's asking, what color deck, Nancy? The secret language of color?
Oh, yeah, that's the one.
Okay.
Hmm.
Jason, hello, Jason. Jason saying the artwork is stunning. It is. It
Yes,
is beautiful.
it is a beautiful deck. Um,
So, um, when you're reading, do you feel that it's the message you're getting is about something predetermined, something about to happen, or you're just tapping into the current energies of a
yeah,
situation?
that's what I do, and then at the end of the day, I kind of reevaluate and see how what came to pass. And sometimes, I'll pull a clarifier. I always look at the bottom of the deck to see what the energy is.
Hmm.
That's part of no matter how many cards I pull, I always pull one from the the bottom of the deck just to see.
Mm.
And sometimes I take flyers and other times I don't. It just depends on how they fly. Because
Oh, I do.
it's
Yeah.
beyond clumsy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get a lot of flyers too.
Yeah.
And I use them because if they
Mm-hmm.
jump, I feel there is a purpose that,
Uh-huh.
it's like jumping out like, hey, I'm
Yeah.
here, read me.
Yes.
Yeah. Um, so being that you have all these beautiful decks, what are your thoughts on AI decks? AI art,
Well,
AI on decks?
I I think they're beautiful. I have a couple of decks that are AI decks,
Mm-hmm.
and and one of them I didn't. Let me see. Where is it? I was just looking for it.
I think I froze.
Not,
I'm gonna leave you.
it's the
I'm gonna be
path
back.
of um the path of light. I think it's an AI deck. Let me just stand up and get it here. I did not realize this was an AI deck when I bought it, but I absolutely love it because it is it says healing and self mastery through the wisdom of the Bhagavad Gita, and the cards are absolutely glorious. Do you have this deck, Ramon? Well, look at this with the prayer flags. It's the mind and meditation. And this is the back of the cards. And this is an AI deck, but I love it. And this is the calling of the soul.
Put you on the big screen.
This
Oh,
is
that's beautiful.
this is an
Mhm.
AI deck, and it is by Anthony Salerno. And this is the self.
Mm,
And what it
love
does
it.
is each one of the messages. This is the upward path here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it has a wonderful guidebook, and I have really, I mean, I have read the Bhagavad Gita. I have it, but I don't know. This is just this is just an amazing guidebook, and it's just and this is responsibility.
Wow,
But anyhow,
that's
I can't show
beautiful.
them all to you. They're so pretty. But the messages in the guidebook are just wonderful. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's you can read it and then you can just sort of ponder it all day long. You know, it's so deep. But yeah.
Let me, just 1 second. Yeah, they're beautiful. They're beautiful. And I think I saw a comment. Let's see. Ramon is frozen. He already started drinking his night tea. I started early. I started before the show. No alcohol, but I love my chamomile tea. It relaxes me. I love
Yes.
it. Yeah. So, let's see. What are your thoughts on reincarnation?
Well, I believe in reincarnation,
Mm-hmm.
and I I feel like I have had previous lives. I have been told have had in readings. I have been told by a medium that I have had many. I mean, hundreds of lives, but I don't really. Well, I do remember something through automatic writing. Um, I I am not Catholic. I was not raised a Catholic, but a friend of mine. Um, I saw a rosary one time, and it was made out of crushed rose petals.
Mm-hmm.
And a friend of mine got it. She's Catholic, and she got it for me for my birthday. And It smells of roses. And
That's beautiful.
this has always been very precious to me. And I couldn't understand, I didn't understand why. And I did some automatic writing, and what I saw was like a Spanish monastery, just very, very, very old. And I believe that I was a resident of that monastery. I don't know if I was a nun or a priest, but uh, I I can see it in my mind, you know, what it looks like. And it's in Spain on a cliff overlooking the ocean.
Beautiful.
So I'm sure it's out there somewhere.
It is. I'm sure it's still there.
Yeah.
That's so interesting. I wasn't raised Catholic either,
Hmm.
but I always had a inclination towards religious art. Um, a lot of things related with the Catholic Church,
Hmm.
cathedrals, monasteries, um, Catholic religious objects. And I feel that on a previous lifetime, I was a a member of the church, like a
Hmm.
monk. I don't know. It's so ingrained, and I know it was in the Middle Ages too, Middle
Hmm.
Ages Spain.
Yeah.
Um, and it's hard to explain because it's something that you don't know by fact, but you feel it. You get like
Hmm.
these memories of
Hmm.
previous experiences, right?
Yes. Yes.
And it always stays with you. Um, do you believe? Do you believe you can reincarnate in, like, what's your thoughts in reincarnation in terms of timelines? I personally, I believe you can reincarnate in the future. We can reincarnate in the past. Um, what are your thoughts?
I honestly don't know. I mean,
Hmm.
I'm not. I mean, I'm open to anything. I mean, I don't have the experience of uh, or I don't have the memory of being in the future. I just have like memories of the past. Um,
Hmm.
I have felt very drawn to Egypt at times, and also uh, China, but I don't remember anything specific. It was like when I was over in China with our daughter studied over there, and I went over and before she came home after her semester, we did China together for a month, and I I was aware of. I mean, I don't know why, but I was aware of a lot of customs, the way they did things, and the way they interacted, and the way I responded when spoken to by them. You know,
Hmm.
my daughter was a little confused, because she didn't understand how I would know that, but I just felt very at home, very at home. So I don't know,
Interesting.
I don't know why,
Hmm.
but
Yes. And Gerald makes a comment. He said, I'm a fan of iconography and illustrated manuscripts. So am I, especially Book of Hours. I love Book of
Mhm.
Hours. They're exquisite. How about alternate universes? Is that a concept that you've explored, like you thought of, possibly explored in divination?
Not really. I haven't as
Hmm.
yet, you know. Um, I mean, I believe I'm open to just about anything. The only thing is, when I before I meditate, I always ask to be deeply protected, you know, from any entity that would not. not be of the light, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because if there's light, there's darkness too.
Yes.
And I
Mm-hmm.
have a long time ago, I had an experience with a very dark spirit. And I,
Do you want to share with us?
well, I was living in Southern Florida, and it was in the summertime. And uh, I woke up in the middle of the night. I was alone, and there was this evil in my room. I mean, I could see my breath. And, you know, it was in summer in Florida, and it was cold. It was very, very cold, and it was very, very evil, and it was very, very heavy and oppressive. And I just demanded that it leave. I mean, I just stood up to it, you know, and it left. I mean, I don't know why. I don't know why, because I, you know, was not at all intimidating like it was.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't, and it never happened again. But this was before. This was before, you know, I had found tarot or any of that. But I don't know. But that was, you know, one time, you know, my son, he went and saw, I don't know, one of these paranormal movies or something. He was absolutely terrified, and when it came out on TV, I watched it with him, and he couldn't believe that it didn't scare me. And I said, well, no, because I've seen the real thing. I felt the real thing, you know. And he was like,
uh-huh.
whoa, Mom.
Wow, that's very powerful. Let's jump to a much lighter question.
Yes,
If you if
please.
if you could have a reading, or you can give a reading to any historical figure in the past or any time in history, who would it be and why?
I would choose Mary Magdalene.
Hmm. Never had that one.
because,
I would love to hear
because
that.
um, she has got such a pure spirit and is such a powerful being that I would just love to read for her and just see, you know, what the cards would show,
Mm-hmm.
you know. Um, that would be an honor. That would be an honor. Yeah.
It'll be very powerful. And
Yeah.
you share a show with Heather, the Divine Feminine,
Hmm.
beautiful show.
Yeah.
Um, you know, in which you both explore and connect with the feminine power. Do you want to talk a little bit more about that?
Well, yeah, I have I am reading a book that I don't know if you've ever heard of it or not. It's called the Rose Codes book,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
and
Mm-hmm.
it is the most profound book, and it is one of the things that it talks about is and I want to do a review of this when I have gotten further into it. But one of the things it talks about is that there is a five-pointed star that that, that explains like our spiritual existence. And there's spirit, and there's love, and there's the heart, which is the divine feminine, and the mind, which is the divine masculine, and the truth. And right now, we are in the divine masculine, where pretty much everything right now is more of the mind than the love the care. I'm talking about our world in general,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and that in order for for us to ascend, for our like our planet, or to ascend, we have it has to be more complex. It can't just be the divine masculine. It has to be the mind, and it has to be love, and it has to have all of these different concepts,
Mm-hmm.
for it to be, the way it was intended when it was created. And we're just at the baby steps, and I think that's what light workers are doing. We're trying to. The divine feminine was, very powerful in ancient times.
Mm-hmm.
And when the church came into power, they stifled all that. And it became more of a business, a money making business, I think. You
Control.
know,
A
yeah.
method of control.
Yeah. And the feminine was, relegated to, pretty much being a servant, whereas before, um, the women were the spiritual fire keepers
Mm-hmm.
in in the different, uh, places. I mean, the different times back then. I'm not making any sense, but the feminine, that was lost,
Mm-hmm.
and it's coming back into resurgence now.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of men, Heather and I have found that a lot of men are intimidated by that, and they shouldn't be, because I have the divine masculine in me. I also have the divine feminine, but the divine masculine is more of the thought process and the business, and whereas the divine feminine is more loving and nurturing and growing spiritually. And um, you have to have both of them to be complete, you know and it's important, you know I think it's very important, and that's why I enjoy the show so much, because um, there's such a strong connection, when we get together and we talk about this, and we are the people that are going to have to change things. We're the
Mm-hmm.
people that are going to have to make our world a better place, just doing the best each one of us can. But collectively, that's a lot of power.
It
That's
is.
a lot of light to put out. Um, and and that's what I try to do. And I think most of our community tries to do the same thing. And that's
Mm-hmm.
what's so beautiful about
It is, and it's a beautiful topic,
it. Hmm.
And if you're here on the channel, you don't know what I'm talking about, go to Soul Alchemy. I always mess up their channel. It's Soul Alchemy with Indigo Jaguar. It's on Mondays, right? At
Yes,
what time?
5 p.m.
Eastern Standard Time,
Yes.
right? Yes. So we're almost at the end of the show of this beautiful conversation, which I don't want to end, but
I've had a good time.
I
I've
had a good
enjoyed the
time
chat
too.
so much.
Uh-huh. But before we end, we're gonna do a game I call this or that, in which I present you 10 situational questions and you will choose between two tarot cards and you will tell me why.
Okay,
Ready?
ready.
All right. Question Question number 1. Would you rather take a selfie at the edge of a cliff with the fool or at a wild party with the devil?
I'm going to pick the devil because I am afraid of heights. And with my spirit guides and angels, I could take him on and I'd be just fine.
Okay. So party with the devil. Selfie at the party with the devil. Sounds like a good time. All right. Question number two. Question number two. Are you a shopaholic or a penny pincher?
Shopaholic. You notice how
Are
I
you
hesitated on that?
with the amount of decks?
Yes. Yeah.
Anything? Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say I have always gone overboard on on things. You know, my husband, bless his heart, he was so understanding.
He indulged you.
Oh yes, he did. Yes.
Is there anything other than decks that you like to indulge in? Do you want to share with us?
Oh well, crystals and
Crystals.
antique books.
Okay.
And I have a lot of books, but
Mm-hmm.
and I have I enjoy doing watercolors and painting and things like that, but I'm not an artist like Heather or you, but I enjoy it because it's a spiritual outlet, you know, a
Mm-hmm.
creative outlet that just gives me joy.
And that's what's important about it. It's
Mhm.
not the final product, it's the process. It's a process of creation. You discover yourself, you discover new techniques. You know, it's it's very healing, I find to be. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's go to question number three. Best plot for a horror movie: Judgment Day or A Nightmare on the Night of Sword Street?
They're both. I guess the swords, the Ten of Swords. Yeah. Mm.
Okay. A Nightmare on
Yes.
the Night of Sword Street.
Yes. Yes. That would be scary, wouldn't it?
Why?
I'm okay with Judgment. I don't know.
Deep
That's pretty
diving deep in your
unhappy.
thoughts and
Yes.
yeah. All right. So, question number four. The universe hires you for a part-time gig. Which would you choose? Babysitting or zookeeper?
I don't want to babysit that baby on that horse. I don't like that baby on that horse.
What's wrong with the baby? I heard that before. What's going on with
I
this
don't
baby?
know. I just think Pixie could have done a better job. I don't know. I just
Let's explore the
uh,
baby. Someone said it's a
yeah,
creepy baby.
yeah. I don't know. I love children, and I would take that baby off that horse.
So you will go with zookeeper.
Probably. I love animals. I love animals.
Okay. All these creature, maybe you could add the horse, right? To the test and have the best of both worlds. All right. That's so cool. All right. Question number five.
Yeah,
You are
somebody said creepy baby. Yeah, creepy baby.
yeah, so it is a creepy baby, says Bobby. And so does Jackie. Yeah, creepy baby. Never
So it's
thought of
not
it though.
just me. Yeah.
I can't look at that baby the same anymore. I see creepy baby. All right. All right. Question number five. You are at a cosmic bar and the universe sends you a free drink. Which would you choose? A custom made cocktail by the Temperance Angel or a mystery drink by the Ace of Cups?
Oh, I think I'd go with Temperance. Temperance
Temperance.
looks like she knows what she's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Right.
that's gonna be a good drink.
Looks
Yeah.
like a great bartender, right? You can see
Yes.
the divine
Yeah.
skills right
She's
there.
had lots
And
of
I,
experience.
uh, and what is your favorite drink?
A margarita.
Margarita. Hmm. Interesting.
Yeah. I love the taste of tequila.
So does my mom. My mom
I
loves
would drink
margaritas.
tequila if it wasn't alcoholic. I mean, not like that I drink tequila, but you know, if I
Mm-hmm.
go out and have a mixed drink, it's usually a margarita.
Huh.
I I like that.
Interesting. All right. Question number 6. You're running late to an important meeting. Would you rather draw the chariot for quick transportation to the meeting or the knight of swords for speedy communication to excuse yourself?
Oh, I'd go with the chariot. Yeah. I
Why?
want them to see me coming. Powerful entrance. Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
A queen is never late, right?
Right. Right.
All right. Question number 7. You're hosting a party and the snacks run out. Would you rather draw the Empress for endless abundance or the Magician to conjure more treats?
Oh, I would be the Empress, and I would have I would just have all kinds of things. We wouldn't run out. No.
Yeah. What what does a party at Nancy's house would look like? What kind of treats would you share with your guests?
Oh goodness. Well, I would have like little individual little cakes or pies, the little for the
Uh-huh.
sweets, and I would have a lot of finger foods, dips. Um, I don't know. Let's see. Um, just a lot of really nice hors d'oeuvres, that kind of,
Mm-hmm.
where you can just have something to eat
Pick.
and then graze. Yes,
Uh-huh. You like pies?
I do. I
What's
do.
your favorite pie?
Um, I like cherry pie.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Cherry
But
pie.
my favorite is I love tiramisu.
Oh, tiramisu.
Oh, I love
Mm.
that.
Very rich.
Yes.
Yeah. I've never liked cherry pies for some
Never.
reason. My
Mm,
two favorite are apple pies. I
hmm.
love apple pies. Oh,
Yeah.
they're amazing. And pumpkin pies.
Oh, yeah. They're very
They're
good.
very dangerous. I can eat a whole pie because it's so
Oh,
good, it's so soft. Yes. All right. Question number 7. Question number 8. Your sweetie, it could be a friend or someone close to you. Your sweetie spills coffee on a favorite shirt before a big date. Even though you warned many times to be careful, would you rather draw the emperor to command the stain out or the hierophant to teach a valuable lesson in preparation?
oh, I wouldn't want to teach a lesson. I would call on the emperor. You know,
On the emperor.
he didn't do it on purpose.
Uh huh.
He just didn't listen.
Right. Human nature, right? You have to learn on your own.
Exactly.
Question number 9. You walk into a glass door in front of a crowd. Would you rather draw justice to sue the door or the world to make it a global meme?
I think the world. The world is my card of the year this year.
Is it?
So
Uh
yeah.
huh.
So that's what I'll go with.
You would share with the world.
I would.
And the world needs a lot of healing right now. And if
Yeah,
you can share your
it does.
unfortunate situation and
Yeah,
bring some laughs, right?
that's right. That's right.
There you go. And last question. Question number 10. Who really missed the mark? Fashion advice from the lovers or survival skills from the Ten of Swords?
Oh my goodness. Um, I'll go with the Ten of Swords.
There's no going back, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Survival skills. Game over.
yeah. Well, yeah. But there's always, maybe the swords aren't that deep.
Right. I would prefer to be deep. I don't want to be suffering that misery. There's a silver lining at the end. Nancy, it was awesome chatting with you today.
Oh, I've enjoyed it. It's been a lot of fun.
Yes, it's an hour and 40 minutes, and
Oh
I've
goodness.
learned, yes, I learned so much from you. And it was amazing sharing this time with
Oh,
you
well,
and,
thank
and
you for
knowing
having
about your
me, Ramon.
yeah, your stories, your channel, and I love your energy. Thank you for the positivity that you bring in each one of your messages, all the beauty that you bring with your words
Oh, thank
in the
you.
community and people in need. And even though, like in my case, a lot of times I'm not the one asking the question, I always get something from your messages.
Oh, thank you.
So
Thank you. That
thank you
means a
for
lot. That means a lot.
yes,
Thank
yes,
you,
from the
Ramon.
bottom of my heart. And thank you for everything you do in the community. Your voice is a really important one and it adds up. And you're inspiration to all of us, including me.
Well, thank you.
I have to say, yeah. And yes, and thank you everybody for sharing your time with us to getting to know a little bit more about Nancy. If you're not subscribed to her channel, I posted the link on the description below of this video. Stop by, subscribe, and see all the wonderful content that she shares with
Oh,
everyone. All right. And I'll see you soon with another guest here in this show in Orbit with. Thank you, everybody, and have a blessed night.
bye bye,
Bye,
everybody.
everybody. Good night.